Morning, guys. It is Tuesday, the 17th of January. Welcome to TDA, the day after your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. I don't know. You don't know what I was thinking. Right?
Glitching.
I really was glitching. I really was. My mind was somewhere else. But yeah, guys, you have lit host today. Let's introduce ourselves.
It's your boy, Big Marsh from the east side of the bridge. 6 foot plus pure temptation. All that good stuff.
That is right. And it is me, the only woman in today in a pool of Caribbean men. Your shade queen. Your favorite shade queen.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, quickly. I don't know. I had so much time to do this. Did you take the pictures last week, Brent? Because I ain't got them. Send them to me, please. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
What picture? Is this the WCD?
Nope, it's for my thumbnail that I got. It's for my thumbnail that I got to drop for no behaviour today, which I ain't got. So
Sent it to Loon still when he was here.
So why you just send it to me? Okay, I'll get Lynn's. This is crazy.
You can't get the help, can you?
Can't.
You can't.
I need to drop my video and I got no thumbnail to drop it.
All right. Well, okay, this is great. Well, yeah, there's only two of us in today. So you guys know when it's the two of us in here. You know what time we're gonna be done with it. So we're good.
9:39.
Let's do it. Let's get into our first headlines. Okay, so Rishi Sunak blocks Scotland's gender recognition legislation. So Sunak has blocked legislation passed by Scottish Parliament that would make Scotland the first part of the UK to introduce a self-identification system for people who want to change gender. As a reminder, the Gender Recognition Reform Scotland Bill removes the need for a psychiatric diagnosis of gender dysphoria in order to obtain a gender recognition certificate, GRC. The system will also reduce the time someone must have been permanently living in their acquired gender before they can apply, from 2 years to 3 months. However, the Scottish Secretary, Alistair Jack, announced that he would use Section 35 of the Scotland Act 1998 for the first time to halt the gender recognition bill after review by UK government lawyers. Under Section 35 of the Scotland Act, UK ministers can stop a bill getting royal assent. The Secretary of State for Scotland can do so if they think a Holyrood bill would modify laws reserved to Westminster and have an adverse effect on how those laws apply. UK ministers are concerned that the bill will have an adverse impact on UK-wide equalities law. Sources said blocking it would protect the devolution settlement. Devolution is about the transfer of power by a central government to local or regional administrators. Nicola Sturgeon accused Sunak's government of using trans people as a political weapon, saying there were no grounds for the UK government to block the legislation, claiming that it did not affect the operation of the Equality Act. Our next headline is schools are told to use volunteers and remote learning to combat teacher strikes. That is so cheeky. Yesterday, we spoke about further NHS strikes, and today we confirm that the country's biggest teaching union, National Education Union, NEU, are scheduled to begin a mass walkout on February the 1st to coincide with the National Right to Strike Day. The Department of Education published guidance which urges schools to consider bringing in volunteers to help look after children and keep classrooms open during the walkouts if they have relevant checks and are supervised by another member of staff or volunteer with a disclosure and barring service, a DBS check. Rachel De Souza, the Children's Commissioner for England, asked those choosing to take industrial action to take possible steps to minimise the impact on children and families. Whilst Education Secretary Gillian Keegan said it was deeply disappointing for children and parents that NEU teacher members have voted in favour of walking out and that any strike action will have a damaging impact on the students, education and well-being, particularly following the disruption experienced over the past 2 years. Tory MPs say that these strikes will cause economic damage. Jonathan Gullis, a former education minister, said, parents not going into work, not earning money, not helping increase productivity, not helping businesses in day-to-day operations, this will not only harm us economically, but will also harm the young people. Greg Smith, who is a Conservative MP for Buckingham, said, the knock-on impact to families, parents and carers is enormous. The expectation that people can suddenly drop their jobs when they have a valid and good expectation that their children will be in school, which it will take significant money out of the economy. So that's that on that. And let's get into our What You Saying topic of the day.
Sorry. So
You look
people,
so confused.
huh?
So you look so confused.
I actually was. I can't bother to get into what it was, but it really did confuse me. So let's get into our topic of the day. Let's see what the pro-black activist prepares for us today.
Yeah.
So today's topic is about the UK.
All right.
The UK is the most desegregated it has ever been. You hear that?
Okay.
All right, so let me read this little bit of rhetoric for you. According to a new study, England and Wales are less ethnically segregated than they have ever been. Researchers looked at thousands of neighbourhoods across the two nations alongside data from the 2021 census. They found that more people from different ethnic backgrounds are now living close to each other or next door to each other than ever recorded. So, have you noticed any change in your lifetime, and have you visibly seen ethnicity of your neighborhoods change?
Do you know what? Actually, I have, when I think about it. So, I lived in Nigeria, right? And when I lived in Nigeria and came here on holidays one time, my mum lived in South London, in Bermondsey. So when I was going to move back here, me and my sisters, my mum wanted us to, we just wanted to move out of London, basically. So we moved to Kent. And I remember when we moved, it was really white. It was just pop up, that's really white. But then over time, and when I think of the school I went to as well, we got the Bullies girls out there. When I think of my school as well, it was a white school, obviously, but you could count it was an all girls school, but how many black girls there was in my year?
Yeah.
Literally was a handful of us. But by the time I was done with school and I went to sixth form, a lot of more black people. And when I think of the area as well, I was going to say Hayes and I was going to say area. When I think of Hayes, so I lived in Hayes at the time, as in Hayes, Kent, it was predominantly white. But then by the time I went into sixth form, there was I saw more black people in the area.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, yeah.
You say it's just gradual.
I would say it's gradual.
What do you think the reasons is behind it?
I think maybe black people are getting the money up. They can afford things, maybe. Or maybe areas are just more affordable, maybe.
How long have you been there, Brent?
I don't know, close to 30 years.
Have you noticed a change in the skin? Have you noticed a change in the skin tone of your neighbours?
When I came here, I lived in Hackney.
Okay.
I was surrounded by a mixing pot.
Okay,
Yeah, I was going to tell you that.
Melting pot,
You do know this is live, so
Why?
just, you know how you are.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You just know.
Then I moved to Leighton, then Leytonstone, and that was predominantly black.
Okay.
And then I saw a couple whites. And then
Don't say where you live now. Just say
then
here.
I moved to Ilford, proper, right? For a little while, renting. And it was just Indian. And then I moved to Barkingside, and the majority of my neighbors were white. There was an estate over there full of NFs, right? But that quickly changed to multicultural.
Okay.
So right now, again, I may know maybe 3 black people, may know 3 whites, but the whites are more Eastern European and Irish.
Okay.
Okay.
And then only a couple of Indians.
I don't know where the disdain comes from.
Huh?
Nothing.
The stain?
Nothing.
What's the stain? What's the
It's
stain?
the stain on your top.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you very much. I
that's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
There's no stain on my top.
I don't know what you
There's no
consumed.
stain.
I don't know what you consumed.
I'm sitting here looking like a bum.
Thank you.
No.
Thank
And there's
you.
no disdain in my voice at all.
Okay, cool. So even though it's a later question here, yeah, I think I need to bring it up a bit sooner because I want to know: is this because of like you're saying, you think people been getting their money up? Is it a change of affluency thing? Is it gentrification?
Remember, this is just London, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening in the outskirts. Did he say London or did he say UK?
It says UK.
It says whole of the UK. Okay,
Okay,
look,
I can't
Margs.
speak- I
It
can't
says
speak
Margs.
to
You've been to bare different cities in the UK. Do you notice a change over the years? And how do the other cities compare to London in a practical and everyday sort of way? Black out of London, obviously, yeah, like black people are becoming way more prevalent. But I think it's because London's like not a shithole, but it's more
going
people.
down.
More people are trying to leave, innit? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like over the last decades, like more people are trying to leave, like
Yeah.
the violence and whatnot. So a lot of black people are thinking, I need to leave this London.
Yeah.
I need to go further away. So there's routes getting set up further away. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah.
you notice it now. I can leave London and get a good Caribbean food. You get me? Which was difficult maybe a decade or two ago. Maybe, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. Maybe for me, maybe I didn't know where the spots was in the know or something, but it just seems like culturally it's just more, you get me, like out of London. But I grew up in Hackney, like in London Fields, yeah, we was like the victims of gentrification, like London Fields. If you Google London Fields now, it's a nice place where all the white people go, come from far and wide, go to that market on Saturdays. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people pass through there for organic food and white people stuff. That's not what it was. We watched it change. We watched them get rid of the yard man in Broadway, Spirit selling fish and okra and them thing there. Wanted to pay his rent, kick him out of there for the white man and all that. There was a big protesting thing going on. You get me? All of this stuff. So I see all it happen. I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like that was like by choice. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when when they started getting ready to move outside the area, so a lot of the kids was getting arrested for stuff. They was giving them ASBOs and that. They going to prison, them orders, and then what they was doing was kicking them out, saying that they're banned from Hackney, they're not allowed, and moving the parents out, and saying stuff like about the violence and rare. And I think they were just using it as an excuse. That's why they just pushed them all out to like dagging them and all that. I think they done the same thing to like the site use. That's probably why Croydon, them places like Croydon and Dagenham and all that, they wasn't really populated by us all those years ago when I was younger. There was all white people places, and now there's bare black people there. And it's because they just pushed us all out because they want to give the white people the nice areas. Like that's what they're doing to Brixton, to Hackney and all that kind of shit. So I definitely notice it, but it's like I'm saying, that it feels like, it don't feel like it's like some community growth thing. It feels like we never had no choice
Yeah, that's the thing.
in the matter.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So I don't know whether that's. I don't. I've always grew up in a multicultural place in Hackney. It's like like you said, it's a mixing pot of everything. Like my school,
Yeah.
I remember they made a purpose to put how many different countries was on the wall in my primary school,
Okay.
and there was probably every country on the planet on there. Like it was mix in my primary school. You get me? So I've always grown like that. I've always been around other people living in East London, Asians, obviously the white people are everywhere, black people. So it's always kind of been mixed to me. I don't know if I over noticed the difference. Like I said, probably with the gentrification stuff, but that doesn't feel like some kind of woke moment, some movement or anything like this. That just feels like that's just what they're doing. They're just taking up all the good real estate.
I think I noticed it's different because I went from a country of just black people to them being in like spaces where it was just white people. So when I could see more black people come in, I was like, oh, thank God. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think things are more affordable maybe. Obviously, before pre-cost of living crisis. I think things are more affordable. I think also people are just making, like you said, people are just making a conscious decision to step away from London. Because Kent is definitely a lot more diverse now.
Yeah.
In terms of like, Kent is almost like London now. In fact, they're trying to make it London actually, in terms of like boroughs and stuff like that.
How do you think the people of Kent feel about this?
I don't think it's good because someone like, so Bromley, for example, I think Bromley is now seen as London. And so Orpington, which is actually Kent, I think they're trying to make that London as well, but it isn't. And I don't know why they're doing that, but even when I think about the whole ULEZ stuff now, that's going to be basically everywhere.
Oh, because they're expanding the borders and things.
Yeah, and that's everywhere. So I feel like as well, they were doing they were trying to rebranding places into London so it can be part of the ULEZ thing. They can make more money, in my opinion.
So because of the way this city is,
Yeah.
and I will say this, I will say the city instead of the country because we can't speak for the whole country because we're not well versed in it, but we're all Londoners here, So because of the way the city is, and it is such a melting pot of all different cultures.
Yeah.
Do you think the government should purposely do a job to force us to integrate and mix together, or just let the chips fall where they may?
I don't think we're able to. I don't think it's possible for us to integrate together.
But we do it though, because we are kind of integrated.
I think we are integrated for the functionality of society in terms of like the shop I might go to, where I might go and get my foods and whatever. But in terms of like the sense of community, no, because I feel like we've all got different fights to fight. So we can't, I don't think we can have that sense, that community. Because really what it is that people, I feel like in this country, people just tolerate, as in different cultures, people just tolerate each other because we're in each other's spaces. We have no choice but to tolerate each other because we need to live life. Do you get what I mean? But I don't think it's a thing where like you understand my struggles, I understand your struggles, because the first moment in conflict you get called a black man. Do you get what I mean?
Maybe not understand each other's struggles, but we can come together on like humanity. Like the area that I live in is really quiet. There's not a lot of people from my demographic there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's mixed, and it's like, for the most part, there's like the Asian man from the shop I rock with, the old white woman in the fruit and veg shop, and we kind of, I've been there long enough that we all kind of know each other, and there is definitely like a sense of community there. And it's not a thing where they have to relate to me or anything. They don't have a clue who I am. They don't know where I come from, my past or anything like this. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just on a human level. We live in the same area.
Community in like the areas, or are you talking about like a wider community? I thought you were talking about a wide, like we're all one and all.
Not like to say that all one and all, but like I said, in my little area where I live, I feel like there is like a sense of community. Everybody says hello to each other, and everybody knows each other, and can. We don't go to each other for anything, but I feel like
you could if you wanted to.
I feel like if they need it, you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
actually, no, yeah. Because I think the shops I go to, like people, they know people get really familiar with you, and over time you just take to each other. There is that sense of community there. I don't know how I define community. I think when I think
you know how I define community, when I'm like 50p short, and I say, "Boss, let me go to the car." And he says, "Don't watch that on Kitty. Take that." I'm like, "You sure, boss?" Run with that.
That's community.
That's community, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Do you know that's fair. That is
that's
fair.
Community.
You're gonna come back.
Huh?
Like you're gonna come back another time.
Yeah.
That is sense of community. Yeah.
He's got mind control over me. He thinks.
No, because he knows you're gonna but basically, him letting you go with that 50p is fine because you're gonna come back tomorrow and spend £10.
Facts.
So he's
I got
weighing it up. No, not really. Like a little discount. I mean, you were happy about it, so that's all that matters, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. But
yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I think of sense of community, I always think of like our Parents' Day and stuff like that. Because obviously we talk about even within the black community, we don't have that sense of community like our parents did. Do you get what I mean? Like if someone's gonna have like a baby shower, or no, but that's a new thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk about that another day. Say someone's gonna have like a naming ceremony, right, for their child. The child has just been born or whatever, or like a party for the kid or whatever. People will bring like different dishes. Do you know what I mean? Everyone comes and contributes to this thing.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Do you talk to any of your neighbours?
No, I don't like that. Well, actually, yeah, I do. The one right next to me, the Caribbean, the lovely black family, beautiful family. The one next to me, she's nice. No, sorry, the husband is nice. His wife's a bitch. And I told her to her face that you're a twat. You're an absolute idiot. Because you know when you just have those neighbours that are just so annoying. I can't remember what she did.
What colour are they?
She's Caucasian. But her husband is so lovely. Her husband is so nice and so kind. And I told him, why is that your wife? Like, why are you married to her?
You asked him that?
I said, she's a bitch. She really pissed me off. And I hate when people do that because I've got to go talk to Lord. It really, it convicts me. I hate it. I hate it so much.
What did she do to you? Give me an example.
I can't remember what she did.
Are you just hitting her for no reason?
No, I think she was rude to my mum.
Oh, that would do it?
It will do it. She was rude to my mum. She was being so... Because basically, we just moved into the area. We didn't understand something or whatever. And then rather than just explain, she was being like so like just mean and evil. You know those people that like if you're 1 centimeter on the driveway, they're like, "Oh, you'll get off my property." It's like one of those idiots. But I can't remember exactly what the situation was. But she was being rude to my mum, and I said, first of all, because I could just hear back and forth. I said, I said, don't speak to her like that. It's like, "Oh, I'm not talking to you." I said, "Well, I'm talking to you. Don't talk to my mum like that." It was that whole kind of thing. Then it was just that. And then since then, she's just a miserable cow. She's just miserable. Face always looking like someone farted in her mouth. It's just, she pisses me off, man. Got my blood pressure high now. But yeah, so apart from that, everyone else, like you just see people. When I see people walking past, I'm like, "Oh, evening," or "How are you?" And that kind of vibe. It's just that woman.
You don't strike me as a person that talks to your neighbours, Brent.
every single house I've lived in, we've spoken to our neighbors. And
Okay.
that was me, I guess, following the lead of my father. My father's very big on community.
Okay.
So everybody around here, at any point in time, well, apart from this one next door,
Yeah, I know this one. I could tell you. You can see it.
I could, if I lose my keys, I could walk in and stay there until it is like somebody comes home. A few of my neighbors even have our keys.
Oh, wow.
I know all of them first name basis. I've been in each of their backyards. And sometimes when it is my father's not around, maybe he's in the hospital or whatever, they all come in like ringing stuff and whatnot. So
Oh,
they cook for you?
Yeah, I'm cool with
Oh,
with
Brent.
neighbours, man.
oh yeah,
And
that's
I get
good.
that. That's me looking at how my father's walked, and I've just followed in step, to be honest.
I'll be honest, I'm not really a community baby, you know.
I
I'm not really
couldn't-
trying to, yeah,
I couldn't live somewhere and not talk to my neighbors. That's like that kind of isolation is horrible because who have you got around? We live here. Like we
Yeah.
live. If me and you ain't cool, this is war. It's like what you're saying. I calling people
No,
all types of
it is.
bitches and shit.
It is war.
I ain't trying to deal with that when I
It is
come
war.
home.
It really is war.
Like, that's wild to me. Like we gotta be cool.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just cordial or something. Like do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
I think, do you know what it's like? I think I'm friendly with my neighbors. If I see you, like, hello, blah, blah, but I do keep to myself. I'm not that person. I'm not overly friendly with people, but I'm just like that in general. When I know you and I'm comfortable with, then that's fine. But I don't go out of my way to be like I can't imagine any of my neighbors having my keys.
not keys now, but my neighbors. I'm on the top floor. All of us
Yeah.
on the top floor. We all got each other's numbers.
Yeah,
get
okay.
me?
Like a WhatsApp group.
No, but we just
Okay.
because we might need Rizzler or something. You get what I'm saying?
That is a
Just-
community.
It's community. You need chip.
Yeah.
Need chip 11:30 at night. Kill it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I would like to. I would like to live in an area, maybe when I'm settled and I like move out and stuff like that, and I know my neighbors and that kind of vibe. But I don't know. I think what you're talking about is that's proper community and that's so lovely. But I'm not there yet.
And there was a time where a bunch of a certain demographic used to come and trouble certain people's houses, innit? So we look out for them now.
Do you know what I love? I love that neighborhood watch vibe. you know when there's like a community in the area, and then someone moves in, but the person that moves in is bad vibes, and then you all band together like, yeah, she's bad vibes in this street. I
important,
love that.
It's important.
I love it. Because like, you're in our area. We own this land kind of vibe. I love it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. And I don't know if it's a West Indian thing, because you would feel isolated, like very isolated.
I wouldn't like it. That would be bad. Even if we find out that we actually didn't like each other in the content, that would be bad for me. It's like this is not good.
Do you know
man.
what I think? I do think it's a West Indian thing because obviously I can't speak for all Africans, so don't fight me. But I do think with Africans, like our communities are family and our friends. So really, I don't need to be like buddy. Obviously, I live whatever, but I don't necessarily need to be buddies with my neighbors because like family stuff. But then at the same time, I do think as well. I don't know what it is, but over time you do get to, because my old house, the house that burnt, I've never. So sorry, before. So when I lived there, it was never a thing of like doing besties with my neighbors, right?
Yeah.
But then we would see each other, we knew each other's kids, and the kids would play together, and especially during summertime, you know, the kids would come to our house, we'd give them snacks and whatever. So there's those moments. But when my house burnt, I've never experienced like the outpouring of a community the way I did. It was so overwhelming. It was absolutely beautiful.
I still have my point. I don't know if it is that yours was. You wanted to say something?
I was gonna say we can land.
Cool. So I think it definitely is a West Indian thing. But for me, when I came to this country, and I got on buses and trains, I'll be like, "Good morning, good morning."
Yeah.
And people are just looking at me.
Yeah, but it's this country though. They don't do that.
Bad vibes.
I didn't understand.
Have
how
you-
nobody.
Because up
Have you
north they do that, you know.
I didn't understand.
Yeah,
how nobody-
because have you seen like, you know when
you get a packed train or bus with other people, you closely knit, and nobody cares about what.
I'll be honest with
everybody
you,
else
it's
is
a London thing. Because when I lived in Kent, I would be like, oh, like morning, and the bus driver would be like morning, and I'll be like, thank you, and he'll be like, it's all right, have a nice day. Like, it was so warm. When I moved to London,
you got up north of England, they like that a lot.
when I moved to London, and I'll be like, oh, thank you to bus driver. I remember one time my friend was like, why are you saying
Looking at
thank
you
you? I said, it's just silent. It's a London thing. Because even sometimes you go on the tube, and it's like tourists from other countries, And they're like, oh, more, like whenever I speak to them, yeah, like, oh, you're the first person that's like spoken to me today. I'm like, yeah, it's not really a flap. Like, people are just like, people are going through a lot.
Yeah, people just keep themselves to
always
themselves
making
and just go about their
excuses.
business in London. Nah, maybe it's a Caribbean thing. We had
it's a London thing.
I don't know if I've probably told you this before. I don't know where. I feel like I had this conversation. We had like an open door policy with our neighbours. So like our back doors was always open. I could just walk into their house, like always. And like they, it was clear.
Who was this?
In Hackney.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Turkish man, and like English Cypriot woman, white woman. You get me? Like they're dope. Like and my little sister and their daughters and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like and me and one of the girls and my brother and they were all kind of like similar age. Like, we used to rock with each other and always playing over the fence. Boom, boom, boom. They just licked the fence down. We had a big open plan. Their garden, our garden,
so you guys have been closer.
Huge.
Oh,
you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
barbecues must have been lit.
Huh?
Barbecues must have been lit.
Yeah, Turkish. There's the Turkish man. You know the barbecues was crazy.
Oh, that is so lovely. That's
so
why
I'm in bondage with Turkish food as well. I think because when I'm growing up, he's giving man the pilau rice and everything there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
no, that's so lovely.
And we would just be out there and just your toys, our toys, wherever. If you need something, boom, boom.
Actually,
And that's
when I
just
think
how I
about
grew up.
it, do you know what I think is that? Yeah, I think I'm going off where I currently live because my old house. I actually missed that house. We did that, as well.
I had my best friend was Christos in primary school, Hackney.
Oh, Christos, that's the Turkish name. Cypriot name,
yeah. It's not Turkish, sorry, apologize. Cypriot, yeah.
I had a Christos as well, I was friends with.
His mum, the same open door policy.
Yeah.
She couldn't get rid of my father. Well, my father couldn't get rid of her. Every single time he would pass by, because he was a teacher too, innit? So he used to make sure and go and check for people. But, come in. No, don't leave until it is you get this bag of this, that, and the next.
Yeah. Do you know what I do? Do you know what? Actually, no. I do think it's the people. Because when I think about it, my old house, I don't. Yeah, it was proper like community. Like, 'cause when I think about it, the girls will always just be at our house. As in, like my neighbor's friends. 'Cause my sister was friends with, like the 2 doors down, and they will always be there. And like, in terms of like food and like they would eat and the garden door was always open. Like even like when especially during the kids love summer. And have like the little paddling pool out, and they would just come from the morning. So I wake up in the morning, I come downstairs and there, I'm like, okay, you just don't even sleep in your house. No, I love that actually. That's wholesome.
Mad. For me, yeah, because obviously, like my family is proper black, ingrained in the Caribbean and black. My extended family, when we go over sack, christenings, funerals, it's all like heavy Caribbean black, like fully immersed in it. You get me? But in saying that, I have always lived in it's like multicultural
spaces.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like had white people around, like always, like my whole life. Like it's never really felt like
you're just you guys.
Yeah, like it's never really felt like segregation like that. Like for me, from my personal standpoint, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends on the.
Yeah, the same is with me, to be honest, because obviously I lived in Hackney and Walthamstow, and Hackney, Leeton, then in photos when it all changed. But do you prefer it like that?
Yeah, I like it because I think it gives me a different perspective on things and a different outlook on things. Like I said, I like community. I like humans and people and stuff like that. And obviously, I understand we all have our differences, but sometimes you sit down and you talk to people, and there's loads of similarities.
And you learn so much, man.
And stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and just I like different things and learning different things. You speak to different people from different demographics that go through different things, different backgrounds. You just.
But is that because nobody looked to laud their culture over yours? Nobody measured it as though one was better than the other.
Maybe I've never experienced that. I've never felt like that from anyone. I've never felt like anybody's tried to do that or tried to like diminish man's experience or culture or anything like that. People have always been very accepting of it, especially with the Caribbean stuff like that. People from other cultures always want to love the Caribbean and the food and the music and the slang and that. You know what I'm trying to say? That people have always been very accommodating and accepting of it. So I've never felt like that. It's always been from a place of love and that.
And the whites that lived in your area, what type of whites were they? Were they as not well off as the rest of your?
Yeah, now the white people that I probably grew up with when I think being young and stuff, they're like, it's not like middle class white people or anything like that.
Asbo?
Some of them, not necessarily like the ones that I was hanging with or anything like that. But like I'm saying, like we
were they othered by? Would they have been othered by other whites?
some of them around that area, like the Jippos and that. Can I say that?
You've said it already.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking
Travelers, isn't it?
Yeah, the Travellers,
okay.
yeah. Like the
Oh
Travellers
yeah,
and that.
oh yeah.
You get there was a big family in like one of the big 7-bedroom houses. We used to call them the Adams family.
Why?
Because there was just like bare of the kids. One of them was tall, some of them used to stink. White people just unhygienic. This yard's dirty and big. One of them was moving like lurch and thing.
Yeah.
And just there was MH in the yard, everything. It was just real bad. It was like a shameless thing. Like they were down bad in there. You get me? We used to remember we used to call them the Adams family and that. They were there. Like, it was just it was a mixed bag.
Yeah, we actually had a neighbour when we first moved to our old area. We had can you say gypsies?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no, Travellers.
Travellers, my bad. We had travellers there next to us, and we didn't. And when we moved into the area, basically we got like a lot of people saying basically that they're not nice people. They were so lovely to us. They were so. But I do think it's my brother. People just like because it's big. Yeah, people just like my brother for some reason, whatever reason. Yeah. And I remember like one time he was talking to one of the little boys outside, just talking to him, whatever. And the dad came out, he's like, is it troubling you? Because if it's troubling you, I'll smack him up. And Alex was like, no, like it's fine. We're just, we're just laughing kind of thing.
The Irish people are... what it is, and this is what I'm trying to say, yeah? It takes all different types to make the world go around, yeah? I've had enough experience with people, it's not like Irish people, Scottish people, Welsh people, English people. Like, to be honest with you, they're all lovely. And they're all fucking idiots at the same time, like. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just... Life's about... But there's all different types that makes the world go around. You're going to get a good bunch... You're going to get a bad bunch. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think it comes down to, honestly, it's people,
Yeah.
I think if people, because as much as everyone was saying to us, because they weren't really nice, they didn't really vibe with anybody else on the street, on the road. And other people have been living there for years. And we moved in and they were so nice to us. But I do think it's just the people. If you vibe with somebody, then you vibe with them.
Yeah, if they like you, you're going to be cool. It's if you get on the wrong side of them.
Yes, that's it. But when I think about it, in terms of the community and like the people you gel with, even my church, like there's some racist women in my church. There's a racist in my church.
The black racist.
White racist. You're in church, sis. I remember she
got in church.
Yeah, she's left now though. But she used to do like, so she'd be in church here and she'd be all like whatever she is here, listen to holy hands up or whatever. But when she's on Facebook, she's Facebooking mad. And at one time, my mum was like to her, sorry, like, you know these things are racist. Like, you can't say these things. And then she was like, just telling my mum like she could say what she wants to say. Yeah. And then she started beefing my mum after then, even in church.
Is your church predominantly black?
No, it's white. It's a white church.
Ah.
But then we've got black families there. It's actually, even my church, I've seen the change. It's getting really multicultural actually. Because when I moved there was one black family, the Ghanaian family, and then there was like a mixed race family, like white dad, black mum, mixed kids. Yeah. But now, obviously, my black family, my brother's black family, there's also another black. It's like 3 black families at the moment. As in, like, it's now very multicultural.
Your black family was disrupting their peace, though.
No, why?
Because them white churches be racist.
No, they're not.
No, them white churches be racist. 100%.
First of all, you can't tell me about my church. My church is not racist.
I'm telling you.
White
churches, hella racist.
In Alabama,
right?
Not my church.
That's not fair. They might have, if it's
not
a white church, there's going to be racist. There's going to be racist in the building.
I'm not saying all white churches. I'm telling you, systemically, 100%. So when it is you're coming to tell her she's moving mad on Facebook, she's like, "What are you doing in my peace?"
No, but you know something. So let me tell you,
you've disrupted my peace.
Let me tell you why you're giving alternative facts. Because she was just a troublesome character. Like she and her husband left because they were trying to get the pastor. They were trying to take the pastor out
because he was letting the blacks in.
But maybe
she don't like that. She don't like that.
You know what? Maybe because it was a lot of like there's a lot of they didn't like the way he was running. Oh, maybe But in my church is actually it's not a racist church because they all have.
I don't picture you in a white church. When you said somebody your preacher was white and all that, I didn't understand that.
Really, I don't like black churches.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but I said I don't like black churches.
I said it on behalf of Mags, so
I don't care who you say on behalf of. I don't like black churches. Black churches, the priorities are messed up, and that is not what I'm there for. It's a lot of politics and.
I'll be honest with you, man.
Fashion show. I don't like it.
White church can't hold me, man.
Now, trust me, it does.
No, man.
Because you know,
When it comes to God and that, if it's white, if it's whiteness, it loses me. I can't lie.
no,
I can't.
because it's still worship.
Huh?
I love my church
I'm just
so
telling you.
much. They're like my Caucasian grandparents. I love my church so
they're really old?
much. No, it's obviously different people, but like the older people, they're just so cute. They're so lovely and just, I love my church so much. Because before we went to that church, we went to another white church, yeah? And that church, we never really felt, the worship wasn't deep enough.
Yeah.
But when we went to this church, the first time we went to this church, yeah, the sense of community, the love, it's ridiculous. They're such a lovely people. Like even like when we, and they just know, like they're just so lovely. They're honestly just so wholesome, so lovely. And when our house burnt as well, the way they showed up and showed out for us, a black church wouldn't have. I promise you, a black church would not have. But yeah, I love my white church. It's the best church ever.
Nah,
me so
you're
happy.
not even catching the word properly in there. When it's praise and worship, it's not even.
It is. That's what
It's
I'm saying.
not
It's
even-
slapping. It is. Trust
What are
me.
you guys doing? Hillsong songs?
No.
And what vibe is it on? Because
It's
if it's Hillsong and done right, then whites can run it 100%.
Yeah.
But what did?
It's not
doing
Hillsong. I mean,
psalms?
Hillsong is that Psalms.
Yeah. What are they doing in that white church? What are they singing? Though?
We're different. We have like praise songs. We have hymns. We have worship songs. Everything. Like I even contribute to the music. Just yesterday, because I went to church yesterday night, so I couldn't watch Love Island. My
I don't understand.
what? I was in church yesterday night.
It's Monday.
Monday night mass, baby.
Listen,
Wait, you said Monday night mass.
nah,
Catholic
that's
church?
Catholics. I'm not
Oh,
Catholic.
sorry.
No. It's
Why
prayer
would
week
you-
at my church.
For a week.
Prayer week.
You can be.
So we all pray together.
Prayer warriors. You're an evangelist, isn't it?
It is an evangelical.
No, he's just saying that word. It's
Do you know what an evangelist are? They pray for you.
no. That's
and they preach. They're the ones who like spread the
that's not what
gospel,
it means.
Evangelists pray for you.
No, evangelist means just go out and spreading the word.
spreading the word.
Yeah, but you see, my prayer warriors, yeah, it's the evangelists. When there's
Say
stuff,
prayer warriors. I'm fine with that. But don't say.
Evangelist.
Yeah.
it's the evangelists.
It's okay.
them.
It's alright. It's alright.
It is them. I'm telling you.
Get back onto Esther.
I'll move the camera and everything.
So every single day this week, you're gonna go to church.
No, so I'm gonna go. So I want to go tonight, but I've got body combat. But I'm gonna go anyway.
You're gonna wear bodycon to church?
No, body combat. The boxing class I do.
Oh,
On Tuesdays.
Cool. It's yes, you speak fast.
Oh yeah, true. I do. Whew, so dumb. So so I think I probably will go this evening. It's all week. Tomorrow is not an evening one. It's morning one, so I can catch Love Island. And then Thursday I will go, and then Friday is the end of the week, so I'm definitely
How
gonna
many
go.
people are there when you go?
So yesterday was definitely about like 20 of us.
All right, how many people in your church congregation in total?
On a good Sunday, maybe like 35, I think.
God, it's too small for me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not a mega church.
God ain't in that building.
What? Why?
'Cause
Because
there's
there's
big-
only Elizabeth.
Because there's bigger gatherings on a Sunday. He's gonna leave.
God is omnipotent. He could be.
God
anywhere.
said,
omnipresent.
where
sorry.
2 or 3 are gathered, there I am with
But
you.
then-
And you think it's not in my church at 35?
You really to the numbers in this one. To the digits.
No, because it's
35,
my church is
everybody
not.
knows you then.
I think so. I don't know. I've never really done a head count, but it is. Yeah, it's not my church is not mega church. I don't like mega churches at all. But that's how you get that community. Because obviously, like there's more of us that come in and whatever, and I'm only talking about the main congregation. Obviously, you got the kids that are upstairs, the youth, the babies, whatever. But I love it. I love that kind of church. I don't want a mega church because this is how you know what goes on in everyone's lives and stuff. When something happens to somebody, I can talk to them and help them whatever else. I love the church. Listen, God is very, very present in my church. The mega churches, I don't know who you are talking to, but I don't think it's Jesus. Sometimes, obviously not all churches, but a lot of them. When your pastor's coming in with drip and shiny suits,
If it works for you, to be honest.
it definitely does. And my heart is very full. My church.
She just don't want to see no Balenciagas in church. And the preacher, she don't want to see the chief preacher in Balenciagas.
I don't wanna see
and
them.
I can appreciate that. I can understand that.
To be honest, it's closer for her to see Balenciaga than for her not to see Balenciaga.
That's the thing. So that's why I say that. That's why I say that I know my church is right, because I've been to different types of churches. I've been to churches that are cults. I've been to white garment churches. I've been to, when it comes to, I've experienced a lot, and I finally found out where my heart is at peace, and it's just great.
You said you went to a church that was a cult.
Yeah,
Was that White Garment?
yeah.
Mine goes to White Garment Church.
Good for Emmanuel. Emmanuel also sits here and talks about Islam all the time. So Each to their own. Each to their own. And my own is my white church.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Let's move on. Please.
I'm not gonna lie, we killed the shit out
If
of
you
that
man
topic.
wanted this
All right.
done, he's where he should have been here.
Let's get
Next
to
headlines.
the headlines.
Whew, guys, this next one is heavy. So, trigger warning for sexual assault and terrorism. So, Met police officer.
Okay, it's about the church. That's definitely about the church.
You mentioned white garment, that's why.
That's about
God
the
damn, I
church.
triggered someone. Hold up.
If it's E-Man,
Right on time and that.
is that E-Man?
Yeah.
I knew it was. I knew it.
You not hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Esther, you know your church.
Here we
need to get you
go.
out of there, you know.
Sorry?
We need to get you out of there.
No, we don't. That is where
Are
God
you
is
sure
at.
they'll reckon that? Nah, but what God are we talking about though? Because Black Jesus wouldn't be allowed in there.
Listen, Black Esther's allowed in there. So I'm
Black
sure
what?
Black Esther's allowed in there. So
Polly, you've got 2 minutes.
No, do you know what it is, yeah? One second.
No, E-Man, I heard you go to a white garment church.
Huh?
Do you go to a white garment church?
Yeah, I was raised in one, yeah.
Okay.
I ain't been there for a while though, but yeah.
no months.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's a black church though. It's an African church.
Okay.
Why do we need to go to like a white church?
Because African churches have their priorities messed up, man. And
So what's the sorry, go on.
and I've been to African churches. Like I was raised in an African church.
Sorry.
And my heart, trust me, I did not know God.
What's the priorities of a white church?
I was
Salvation.
just about to ask that.
Huh?
Salvation and actual like knowing the word of God.
Salvation. Do you know
Why
that is? 1 second, no. So what's the priorities of a black church?
money. Money and speaking in tongues and miracles and falling on the ground and convulsing and doing the moonwalk. Yeah, like I ain't with that. Clip. I'm not with that. I'm not with convulsing on the altar. That's not my vibe. I'm sorry. I'm not on that. Prior to the messed up, it's also a politics in going in there. People doing all sorts of nonsense, watching you because you came with the same outfit or you're not dressed like this and you're not doing this and you're not doing that. Is everyone being fake holy? They're literally, they're the modern day Pharisees and Sadducees that Jesus was talking about. Not all churches, by the way. Don't fight me.
But it's still like, like you said, you got this week of like prayer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys gonna be praying about? What's like the prayer points?
Is different things. So every day we've got like different things that we pray to God about, but it's essentially just committing the sea into God's hands and the different aspects of this year.
Oh, this year. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what, do you guys do like missionary work and stuff? Like, do you have certain people from your church go to certain countries and stuff?
Yeah.
And do you
Big up Malcolm.
like what
Always in
countries do they
Kosovo.
go to? In where?
So there's an older man. Yeah, he's honestly, when I tell you, his white did not crack a bit. He's like 80 something, and he looks so young. But anyway, he travels a lot. They travel to different places. I know someone just came out from India the other day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did they go to Africa as well?
yeah, I believe so.
Because a lot of these white. This is what I was talking about, like in terms of priorities. Yeah.
Yeah,
They go and give their salvation to India, to the Asian countries, Europe, South
Yeah.
America. Africa gets left alone. They
No.
leave Red Cross to go and do that.
No, because remember I was telling you
No.
how every week we pray for the suffering church. A lot of the notice is always about like the stuff that's going on in Africa. We pray heavily for the Christians that are being killed in Africa. Like heavily, it's heavy in their hearts. Because some of them as well, they have like African like in-laws and like grandkids and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like it's not foreign to them to know about like black culture and to know about black people, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah, but when
And what do you call it? I was going to
go
put. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when I was going to the other churches, I really did not know God. Obviously, every church is different for each person and whatever, but my church is lit.
I hear you. What do you call it? I was going to call up, yeah, but it was about basically the topic, not really about church. But I was going to ask you guys, just something quickly.
Yeah.
In terms of this whole desegregation and stuff, yeah. So obviously, meaning we're becoming more integrated. And I guess white people are becoming more tolerant of our existence in this country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel what are the drawbacks? if there are any, for us, for black people?
Cultural appropriation.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
the first one.
Yeah.
Cultural appropriation.
Do you feel like
I
to
feel
some
like
degree we could be
maybe
using... Yeah, so go on.
I feel like because what am I saying there? Because there's progress being made and stuff, yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like people's voices could get lost still. Because as much as progress is being made, obviously there's still their issues in it. But then people probably downplay the issues because they're saying because everything's going so well or because there's so much desegregation or whatever. So I think it like takes away power from people's voices, if that makes sense, from ones that still have the gripes or whatever. Maybe that could be an issue. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel? I feel that's kind of like the whole. Well, to some degree, I was thinking like in terms of like losing our identity, because obviously
Okay.
right now, obviously everyone knows, we're Black, African, Caribbean, this that, and the third, right? But with more of this, everyone being tolerant of each other, integrating, and I guess the culture becoming one to some degree. You've got bare white people that grew up like in the same areas as us that talk like us, for example, right? In terms of like the food and all the other things that I guess constitute a culture, that if there's one homogeneous culture, surely we're losing some of our own.
Yeah, but that's not because of segregation. I think that's just because of us living here. So culturally,
That's what I'm saying.
we'll change. You get what I'm trying to say? That I grew up doing certain things or knowing certain things or having that connection with my Caribbean culture because of what my household was like. You know what I'm trying to say? Like what it was like growing up, the things that my nan done, the food that she used to cook, the music she used to play, where she's got us like just the routines that she was getting into. She never lost her accent the whole time she was here, can't pronounce a one or us. You get what I'm trying to say? Here for 50, 60 years, can't pronounce nothing. You get me? And so these kind of things are installed with me. My son now is going to come up. His nan's going to be different. You get me? Because my mum ain't moving like nanny was. You get me? Obviously, was the culture still there, boom, boom, but I'm saying it's still not the same. So essentially, it's going to be, unless she makes a concerted effort to double down and go hard on the stuff that we was raised up growing on doing that speaks to the culture back home and stuff like that, it's his idea of where he's from, a community and sense is going to be watered down or changed or different, innit? That's just always going to happen. Like, because obviously like, we're first generation. Our parents were born there. We're here in it, so so it's changing. I don't know if that's just because of we're around. It's just the fact that we're just here. That's just going to happen, innit?
Even the community that they had when they moved here is different to what we have today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like each generation is gonna have to form their version of what community according to what their needs are. Do you get what I mean?
Exactly. But that's the thing though. With time, does our needs as Black people start to go to the back? Because again, like you just said, when Caribbeans came here like in the 50s, 60s, 70s and whatnot, they had to rely on themselves. They had their own businesses. Obviously, it's not as drastic as it was in America, like during Jim Crow and all that type of things there, where there's proper segregation and Black people, I guess, were forced into situations to kind of come up with Black Wall Street and stuff. But as soon as the civil rights bill was passed and everything, and people could integrate, Black people forgot about their own hotels, their own restaurant, their own everything. You know what I'm saying? Because Black people, I guess, white people's bloody water is colder, it's fresher, everything's better when it's white. You know what I'm saying? So in the same thing, like here, could that be one of those drawbacks for us in this country as well?
Do you think? Do you know what? I don't think it would be, because I feel like our generation is more pro Blackness than maybe our parents are. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like I feel like our generation, where obviously the material, the resources our parents had was very, very limited. They just moved here. And I feel like with us, like there's more education I see in terms of Black businesses and wanting to keep like generational wealth and like infrastructure, what's it called? Owning properties and all this stuff. I feel like the next generation are gonna have a good blueprint to follow if we carry on doing things properly. Do you get what I mean? I feel like there's more Black, like supporting Black businesses, like all this stuff. Yeah, I think it's very apparent for us and very evident for us. It's more of our priority for us, I would say, than our parents, because they didn't have that luxury. Do you know what I mean? They came to someone else's country and they had to just get with the program. But it's like with us, we actually demand that we hold spaces. Sometimes even when, Black Lives Matter and stuff, all those movements happen, sometimes the older generation you guys are doing too much. It's not your country. It's not your place. But we're very no, we live here. We contribute to the economy. We do this. We do that. This is our land. Do you get me? I feel like the mindset is very different for us than it was for our parents. They were grateful to be here, and we're like, no, we deserve to be here, and we deserve to have these things and these things. And I think that will show itself in the next generation, in the way we operate.
I think you're 100% correct. Yeah, I think. Again, I could be wrong, but from my perspective, I feel like earlier on, like when the Caribbeans first came here, they relied on themselves, right? So there was much more entrepreneurship, at very least in their thinking. You know what I'm saying? But these things materialize, right?
Yeah.
But then when I guess the 80s and stuff like this, when more of us were coming and there's more integration and stuff, that's when I guess your priority isn't necessarily to start businesses; it's just to make an income.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why. Nowadays, we're first generation. We can afford to go back to that whole entrepreneurial mindset and do certain things. But I guess not my only thing, but one of the drawbacks to me is, I think, with like full blown integration and stuff, I feel like our plight gets pushed back. Something as simple as look at the whole Benn thing, where you just put together with Asian people, minorities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The things that directly affect us and could benefit us politically, economically, we just group ourselves with other people. And I think that's what happens when we're all put together and then someone says, yeah, we're one community. We're not really one community. You know what I'm saying? We just live together.
And that's it. That's
you know
true.
But, yeah.
That is very true, actually. Yeah. I feel like when it comes to wider society, if we're relying on the government to do something, they'll always put us together because they don't care like that anyway. Do you get me? Their heart is not in it. They don't care. So they'll always put us together. But I think within ourselves, we're the ones who do more for ourselves, really and truly, if you really think about it. And I think then us doing more for ourselves over time, that pulls and that reflects in society. Because when you think about the Black Lives Matter movement, people calling out all the corporations and all the companies who don't have black executives and all that kind of stuff, that's forced them now, when they say they're employing, they take equality and diversity seriously, even if they might not still be doing it, there's more black people who are now in these positions because we were like, no, this is what needs to happen. Do you get me? So I think us doing for ourselves within our community will over time spill into the wider community. Even when I think of even radio, for example, I know since the BLM movements, like a lot of radio stations now, a lot of black presenters. Before then, that wasn't really the case. And when I say black presenters, to the point where with black presenters, they're able to play, Caribbean dance hall. They're able to play bashment. They're able to play Afrobeats in drive time, prime time radio time. Do you get what I mean? Because that is part of the culture. And I think, I think we're even getting to a place where people are using the culture when it benefited them. That still happens. It's going to happen until whenever. But we're benefiting from them using our culture too. If that makes sense. As much as we can anyway. It's getting better.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you said, I guess like most things in life, right? There just has to be a healthy balance in it.
Yeah.
But again, like when you start seeing us on radio, seeing us on TV, and the other people's establishments and institutions, it's like all that talent, all that effort from us. Because it's not them that's that's doing particular things. This is like natural divine talent from the black community. If we put that, amongst ourselves and create our own things, i.e. like the new black and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't have to rely on certain things. We wouldn't have to, go on TV and use white voices and you know what I'm saying, to be acceptable.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? We could be ourselves. But obviously, I guess with things, it takes time and whatnot in it. But Anyway, let me not talk too much.
Lovely.
Great show, people.
Thank you. Great doc.
All right.
Right, bye.
Cheers.
All right.
Sorry, just I've seen something in the chat. My church don't do vegan communion. I don't know what vegan communion is, but we have the bread and wine as Jesus directed. And then also, in regards to Brent's poll, my white church is where God is at. So wherever God is at is where you should go. Because I went to a church actually, New Year's Eve, I went to a different church. And it was quite multicultural. It was a multicultural church. And it was so lovely because God was there. And that's what I wanted. It was bigger. It was a bigger church. It wasn't like a mega church. And it wasn't all sorts of, you know how they do. It wasn't your typical dancing and not dance, sorry, convulsing and speaking in tongues and throwing people down because you do miracles and all that kind of slapping them on the forehead. It was none of that. God was there. So wherever God is at is where you need to be at. Whether it's white church, black church, Asian church, God is there. That's where you want to be.
Now, I'm obviously aware that you've had certain experiences that have traumatized you. They don't know. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course not.
So when you're speaking about black churches, you're not talking about all of them. You're just talking about the ones that you've visited.
Of course not. And I said that. I said it's not all black churches because there are some black churches where God really is present.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But some of them, their privacies are just really messed up.
Yeah.
Go to a black Baptist church. Baptist church is always good.
Yeah. Because for me, it's the flip side. When I came to this country,
Yeah.
I've probably been to more white churches than black, even though it wasn't white Catholic
Okay. Yeah.
or Church of England. It's more so Reformed Baptist.
Oh yeah.
And everywhere I went, just
When hitting.
racism,
Really?
100%. So asking me if God was there, I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Racism was all around.
I didn't want to be there.
It was deafening.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I've been to Methodist church as well. Wasn't my kind of vibe. Was not my vibe at all actually. I've been to Anglican church. I know you're lying. Catholic has never been my vibe anyway. Baptist and evangelical, or white evangelical, because the white church I was going to, the White Garment Church, was an evangelical. But yeah, wherever God is at, man, that's where you need to be.
Did your church kind of do like excursions in the summer, like conferences and stuff?
To where?
Outside of London, and they all get together.
Countryside.
Is
and
it
things.
is it part of like a sister link?
No, not that I know. I know that with the kids, they do like a Bible camp thing that the like younger kids
And where
go
do
and
they
stuff.
go?
Now, I don't know. I ain't got kids that signed up to it. I don't know. My sister just goes for a while.
All right. When it is that, if it is, they connect to like a body,
Yeah.
a larger body, and then they gather together certain times of the year and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's when it is you realize, maybe because this is in London and they kind of used to seeing black people, they kind of hold their tongue a bit. But
No,
once it is that they mix up with
Yeah.
a larger family,
Yeah, my church is in Kent though. It's not even in London. It's like in the countryside. That's how I knew it was going to be cold this morning. Because when I went there last night, it was ice all over. I said, damn.
how long do you have to drive to get there?
About 40 minutes, maybe.
Jeez.
35, 40 minutes, yeah.
Jeez. It's nice.
I've driven... Actually, no, that's not my brand. I was going to say Lunks.
All right.
Who talking about Rishi Su? Who? I was about to say something wild. That is not unholy. All right. So Met police officer. So trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning for sexual assault and also terrorism. This is mad, you know. So police officer David Carrick, who's 48 years old, who met some victims through dating websites, pleaded guilty to wait for this, to 49 offences across 2 decades. He needs to be stoned publicly. This is mad. The Met has apologised after it emerged he had previously come to the attention of police over 9 incidents, including rape. Assistant Commissioner Barbara Gray, the Met's lead for professionalism, said we should have spotted his pattern of abusive behaviour, and because we didn't, we missed opportunities to remove him from the organisation. She apologised for the prolonged suffering of his victims, acknowledging that some did not report sooner because he told them they would not be believed. Carrick, who is from Stevenage, would control what the women wore, what they ate, where they slept, and even stopped some of the women from speaking to their own children. He was finally stopped when one woman decided to report him. In October 2021, following publicity about disgraced Metropolitan Police Officer PC Wayne Cousins, she contacted police. Harriet Wistrich, director of campaign group the Centre for Women's Justice, said we have known for some time that there has been a culture of impunity for such offending by police officers. Recent reports show a deficient vetting and misconduct system and a largely unchallenged culture of misogyny in some sections of the Met. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, said he was absolutely sickened and appalled by Carrick's crimes. It can now be reported that Carrick had already pled guilty to 43 charges. David Carrick will be sentenced in February. So these are his list of full offences, right? 24 counts of rape, 9 counts of sexual assault, 5 counts of assault by penetration, 3 counts of coercive and controlling behaviour, 3 counts of false imprisonment, 2 counts of attempted rape, 1 count of attempted sexual assault by penetration, 1 count of causing a person to engage in sexual activity without consent, 1 count of indecent assault. This is wild. It's wild. Like, I can't lie, as a woman, I actually get nervous about if I'm ever stopped by police. Because what if that's do you mean that could be the bad one? That's how a woman, I can't remember who it was last year, I can't remember her name now, but that's how she got killed because she needed the police help, and the guy that was helping her happened to be the sexual deviant. It's scary. Next one as well, trigger warning, and this is about worshippers who've been killed by a bomb during church service. So worshippers at a church service in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, were killed Sunday when a bomb was detonated by a group with links to Islamic State, the government has said. At least 12 people have been killed and at least 50 wounded when a bomb detonated during church service on Sunday in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, according to the government and the UN. Reports say that the attack was visibly perpetrated by members of the rebel group Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, which has ties with ISIS, against citizens in full worship in the parish of the 8th Community of Pentecostal Churches of Congo, in the city of Kasindi in North Kivu. ISIS claimed responsibility for the attack through its Amak propaganda news agency, which claimed ISIS fighters planted an improvised explosive device, IED, in the church. CNN have not been able to verify this claim. UN spokesman Stephanie Dujarric said in a statement Sunday that the United Nations Mine Action Service, UNMAS, is supporting the Congolese authorities in conducting the investigation into the circumstances of the incident. The UN peacekeeping force in the country, MONUSCO, MONUSCO, also condemned the cowardly and despicable attack. Sorry, I feel like I'm glitching today. Despite this support, waves of violence have persisted in DRC's North Kivu province, despite efforts by the government and international peacekeepers to curb it. It's very, very sad. Let's get into Word on Road. The Love Island lot are beefing. I mean, it's like a one-sided beef. It's just really someone who's not wanting to let go of the man she could not have. It's always sad to see. But basically, Summer, do you remember Summer? Remember Summer from last season?
Yeah.
She was on a podcast, right? And they were talking whatever. And then guy, I feel like the guy is weird for asking this question anyway, but we'll get to that.
Sorry. Well, I just saw Love Island and stopped reading. This ain't about Bugsy chopping up Gemma.
Who's chopping up? Bugsy Malone?
Yeah.
Are you telling me what? Not you giving the word on road. When? What?
I see it. This is what I'm seeing. Wait, then let me.
You get that for me. That's mad. How knew Gemma want? Anyway, we know. Anyway, let's go back into it. So basically, Summer from last season. So obviously, if you guys remember, she was in Casemo. When Demi went to Casemo, he was talking to Summer, and this is where he and Indiyah then had that whole exchange about, maybe best heartbreaker winner, whatever. So she was on a podcast recently, and on the pod, they must have asked about like if you can tell that a guy's a grower. If anyone doesn't know what a grower means, essentially, can you tell a guy's packing
when he's soft?
Yeah, when he's not erected. This is just not my brand. But anyways, she then was talking about, you can always tell when a guy's a grower, which you can. You can always tell when a guy's a girl, blah, 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 blah. And then the guy, this is what I think was weird. The guy was like, oh, was Dami a grower? Why do you want to know that? Why would you want to know that? So anyways, the guy was like, oh, was Dami a grower? But obviously, so basically, Summer and Indiyah are meant to be cool and friends or whatever. And obviously, Dami is with Indiyah. That's her boyfriend. So you can't really be talking about another man's penis. You don't do that. So anyways, Summer's then like, well, I could tell that, I could just tell that he was a grower. Let's just say that my eyes can see, blah, 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 whatever. So that clip kind of went viral, I guess. And then Indiyah responded and said, some people need to stop reminiscing on what they can't have. Anyways, make sure you tune into a real podcast tomorrow morning, Love Island, the morning after, with real tea and real goss. And I'm here for it. And then Dami then quote tweeted it. And I think they're just, I really love them. They're just such a funny couple. And he quote tweeted and he said, tight all have spoken. Tight all have spoken. because basically, someone asked Indiyah how it is that she keeps, how it is. I think how does she keep, how she managed to keep Dami or something like that, and then she said tight hole. Obviously, she's
That was
Caribbean.
What does that mean?
Title.
Tight pussy. Pussy tight.
Ah, okay.
This we wanted.
If you clip that, I swear. Don't you dare. But yeah, so he was like, yeah, she's Pokemon. So yeah, that was what was happening. And then also Ekin Su did Dancing on Ice this year, which sick. Ekin Su is like, she's just really that girl. She did Dancing on Ice and she did really, really well. Her performance was really good. And it was basically she got, what's it called? They were she was given the title of the sexiest ever skates. So essentially the sexiest
There was
dance
complaints
ever.
from Ofcom or something, innit?
Yes, it's a hella complaints talking about the dance was too sexy. Can't lie to you, it was sexy because obviously Ekin is a babe, innit? So what she wore was nice, a little bodysuit, whatever. She looked nice, she looked sexy, can't lie. But I don't think the dance was that sexy, I'm not gonna lie to you. And she did her famous crawl as well. She was crawling on the terrace trying to meet up with Jay with Davide. So she kind of worked that into the dance. But honestly, sister like she was gonna fall anytime on them skates. So I don't know where they're getting the sexy dance for, but you people don't like good things. And they basically said it was too sexy for what is a family show. But it is what it is, isn't it? Silly. Did you find the receipts about Gemma?
No. But I want to, Tuesday we're talking about Love Island, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to apologise to the little black thing. What's her name? I don't know her name.
I think if you're gonna apologize to someone,
I don't know her
I'm
name.
trying it for you. It's a cast. Okay, let me find it for you.
Find her name. I don't know her name.
2023, right?
Hmm.
Her name is Tanya.
Tanya
what?
Tanya Manhenga.
No, because you know what it was, yeah? Man just tried to write her off when we was going through the things, like saying, yeah, they're just putting this little mealy
Yeah.
thing in the yard and all that. But yesterday, when I got home after filming and I was watching and that,
All right.
yeah, I just don't think her pictures done her any good.
Well, we know that though. You know that I don't know who they hire as a Love Island photographer. You need to get DB captures on that because it's not. I don't know what that guy does.
She's cute, man. She's pleasant to look at. I was looking at her when she was sitting there talking. I was like, oh, this thing's cute, man. She's a little bit on the slim side for me. But obviously, me and Esther came to the conclusion that I need a slim, thick thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
we can't say
obviously-
the reasons why though.
Oh,
You might get offended. Yeah,
can I just say trigger warning? I was going to tell them.
don't. You can't trigger what.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, go on. Tell them. Tell them.
So basically, I need a slim thick thing, yeah, because I need a smaller starting point. Because obviously, I
Yeah.
like my gal thick in it, but
Yeah.
the kind of thickness that I like, when
When the happy
weight comes on
relationship weight comes on.
and time and that, it could get out,
Perfect.
it could get out of hand
Yes.
with the kind. But I'm saying, so if I start off with a smaller base now,
Yeah,
then I can.
You
There's,
get
there's
to
room
what
to.
you want
There's
when you
still room
want.
to grow.
absolutely.
You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the correct thing because I don't get that whole happy weight thing. I don't get it.
It was the makeup, man.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at pictures now and I understand why you're apologizing, but I'm looking at the image that you first saw.
Damn.
Oh, and it was bad, didn't it? Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, no, they done her wrong. I was proper watching yesterday on the TV. I was like, no, this little thing's cute, man. She's like a pleasant little face and that. You get me? And she looked bad before.
Nah, this is serious, you know. So guys, no, for real. Marcus is right. It appears allegedly, say alleged these days, Gemma, who's 19, is dating Bugsy Malone, who's 32.
Oh,
And this is 2 months after she's...
Yusuf wouldn't like that.
You're annoying. And this is 2 months after she broke up with Luca.
Boy.
Luca must be... he must be heartbroken. He must be feeling worse than that Michael B. Jordan video we saw. I know he's down bad. I know Luca is going through it.
He's just an idiot, man.
I know he was going through it, but what is the source saying? So, Gemma and Aaron, that's Bugsy Malone's real name, have enjoyed a few dates over the past few weeks. They have told their closest friends they are dating and seem really happy together. Gemma and Aaron are keeping their relationship out of the public eye for now. Yeah, Terry is on a news platform. Because it's early days. He's really into her and has made it clear how he feels. It's all very new and exciting for both of them, but they are taking it slow. I hope Bugsy Malone is not the kind of black guy that does talking stage for time because Gemma, you're in for a ride, sis. It's gonna be slow by default. You're in for a ride, sis. But that's random. But I can see that's more her. She likes a like a man. Do you know what I mean? Not that Luke is not a man, but he was just soppy, wasn't he? He was a character. But yeah, man, that is all from me today. It's just Love Island stuff. We'll do our recap on Friday. Oof. Yeah. We'll do our recap on Friday when everyone's in, and then we can talk about it. But what's today? Oh, damn, it's the headlines. No, we're really going to be done.
Skipping it.
Yeah. Skipping what?
Whatever you're about to go on to.
Yeah, just headlines. Yeah, because there's nothing. Okay, let's get into our next headlines then. Yeah, we can be out here at 10, boy. All right, so Mafia boss Matteo Messina Denaro, Italy's most wanted man, has been arrested. So Matteo Messina Denaro, one of the bosses of the Cosa Nostra Mafia in Sicily and Italy's most wanted man, has been arrested by police while being treated in a private health clinic known for plastic surgery and other elective surgeries. He had been a fugitive since 1993 and was considered by Europol one of the most wanted men in Europe. Prosecutor Maurizio De Lucia told CNN. Messina Denaro is thought to have ordered dozens of mafia-related murders and was given several life sentences in absentia for his many crimes, most notably in 1992 for his involvement in the separate murders of anti-mafia prosecutors Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino. He received his most recent life sentence in 2020 for fatal bombings in Milan, Florence and Rome in the late 1990s, and for the murder and torture of 11-year-old son of an enemy who gave evidence against the Sicilian Cosa Nostra. Having been a wanted man for nearly 30 years, he was Cosa Nostra's longest hiding fugitive. In recent years, anti-mafia security forces have been closing in on Messina Denaro's circle, seizing around 3 billion euros, which is $3.25 billion dollars, in assets belonging to companions, relatives, and associates thought to be supporting his life in hiding. Embarrassingly, in 2021, Italian police arrested a British man innocently eating at a restaurant after wrongfully identifying him as Messina Denaro. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni tweeted, "A great victory for the state," which demonstrates that it does not give up in the face of the mafia. Defense Minister Guido Crosetto, called the arrest a sign of a state that wins against mafia. Do you know how lit it must be for you to be the most wanted man in the world? In Europe?
Much lit.
No, but I feel like the power, because obviously we've like a lot of crime and stuff, like people love the power that it gives them, do you get what I mean? So knowing that you are the El Chapo? El Jefe?
Jefe, boss.
Do you know what I mean? They've been looking for you for 30 years. That's mad. That's sick. I got it ready, I can't lie to you. It's mad, obviously, what he's done, of course, but, you know. But yeah, the next bit as well is about Harry and Meghan, and they basically rejected Jeremy Clarkson's apology. This man wrote a thesis. Anyway, so a spokesman for Prince Harry and Meghan disputed the TV presenter's statement on Monday that he wrote to them to say he was profoundly sorry by his disgraceful comments, claiming he wrote only to Harry, not his wife. The piece, in which Clarkson said he dreamed of the Duchess being paraded through British towns and publicly shamed, became the Independent Press Standards Organisation's most complained about article. Harry and Meghan's spokesman said on December 25th, 2022, Mr. Clarkson wrote solely to Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. The contents of his correspondence were marked private and confidential. Harry has since branded the article about his wife horrific, hurtful, and cruel. During a recent interview with ITV, adding that what Clarkson had written would encourage people around the world to believe it is an acceptable way to treat women. Yesterday, Clarkson issued a lengthy statement on his verified Instagram account, stating that he is really sorry. He had written the article in a haste without anyone around to check over it. The comment section has been deactivated on this post. But Harry and Meghan's spokesperson said that while a new public apology has been issued today by Mr. Clarkson, what remains to be addressed is his long-standing pattern of writing articles that spread hate rhetoric, dangerous and conspiracy theories, and misogyny. Unless each of his other pieces were also written in a hurry, as he states, it is clear that this is not an isolated incident shared in haste, but rather a series of articles shared in hate. Ooh, that's a bar. Amazon has reportedly cut ties with Clarkson. Sources told Variety that Prime Video will no longer be working with him beyond episodes of The Grand Tour and Clarkson's Farm that have already been commissioned. This is a very stupid apology, because how can you say that you wrote this in haste and no one could check over it, but you still wrote what you wrote, which was that you want her publicly shamed while she was naked and people shouting shame at her? People need to redefine apology for the people, because I don't think people know what it means these days. But guys, that is the end of our headlines. Let's get into the reaction. Mate.
Oh, well done. What's in
We're done. We'll be the ones that
It'll be the ones
go.
that's done it. I've got no one to chop it up with, man. I'll be honest with you, man. There's not really nothing to react to, Brent. Is there? Do we?
Well, just read the headlines then. No.
Okay then.
Man United and Arsenal aren't the only teams out there caring about sports news.
That's true.
So let's go.
All right then. Sorry, people. So, Klopp has no desire to leave Liverpool. That's great news for you Liverpool fans. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has said he will not leave the club unless he is forced to, and hinted at changes at Anfield during the summer. The German's comments come amid a run of poor form for the Reds, who are 9th in the Premier League and 10 points off the top 4 spot. Klopp said, either the manager's position changes or a lot of other things change. So as far as I'm concerned, unless someone tells me, I will not go. So that means maybe there is a point where we have to change other stuff. We will see that. But that is something for the future. Like summer or whatever. Not now. I have space and time to think about it. We have to play better football for now. Klopp reiterated it is unlikely any more signings will follow Netherlands forward Cody Gakpo in January, while midfield trio James Milner, Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will be out of contract in the summer, along with forward Robert Firmino. Oh, they're all for free. It means they can sign new contracts with foreign clubs now. They need to look at that. Interesting. Transfer rumours swirling around. Brent, you might be interested in this one. So Arsenal have made Declan Rice their top transfer target this summer. And they're confident of beating Chelsea to the signing. I don't know why they would be confident of beating Chelsea when Chelsea show you how they move all the time.
All right, cool. Talk to me about Declan Rice. How do you rate him?
Extremely cold, exceptionally cold.
Talk to me.
Party, Declan Rice and Odegaard is a dumb midfield.
Can you talk to me? Sell him to me.
Dumb
Since I've been
midfield.
seeing Declan Rice, I haven't been interested.
But remember, I'm only just getting you to watch other teams play football. You don't watch him play.
I asked you to sell it to me.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to sell it to you because it's just like he
seems clumsy.
No way. He's calm.
Like
he's collected.
leggy.
Nope. He's calm. He's collected. He has got good legs in him. He can travel with the ball and off the ball. He can run. He's got way more technical ability than people would even realize. There's a if you care, I could send you a clip of him with the F2 boys on YouTube of him doing stuff, so you can see that his level of his ability. You wouldn't even know Declan Rice had this in his tank.
When you say technical ability, what
interceptions.
When you talking about the F2 freestylers, they're like just doing tricks and stuff, right?
Manipulating the ball. Yeah, he could
Anybody
do all
can
that.
do that bollocks.
No, passing. Not anybody can do certain. I'm not talking about tricks. I'm talking about
When
passing.
there isn't any pressing,
touch.
football is different.
No.
Talk to me.
There's still different levels. If you watch people that play with the ball, that manipulate the ball with touches and stuff like that, technique, striking the ball, passing the ball, there's still different levels. Yes, they're professionals. They can all do it to a certain level. But then certain boys, certain players can create separation.
Does he replicate this on the pitch is what I'm saying. He could do it when there's no pressure. Does he replicate this on the pitch?
He's always clean, dope on the ball, good in possession. He can pass, he can run, he can shoot, he could drive forward with it. His interceptions, his football knowledge, like looking at the pitch defensively, he's very
like
sound.
A CAM? A DM?
No. He's more like a. Is he like a DM box to box ish midfield man? He could probably do a bit of it. I reckon they could let him go with the
so
shackles
this is to replace Xhaka.
Yeah,
Ah,
that would be a Xhaka replacement.
okay.
Yeah, he'll be very very good for you. Though. He could play football, Brad.
I haven't been convinced yet, to be honest.
Declan's cold in his position. He's one of the coldest. But as much as my opinion, I'm not even reading the chat to see what they're saying.
In his position.
What in the midfield? Box to boxes. Tillemans.
So he's better than Tielemans?
Yeah, he's better than Tielemans.
I haven't rated Tielemans, to be honest. Go on.
Huh?
I don't even rate Tielemans. Go on.
Tielemans is all right. He's
Okay,
a bit.
I don't rate
He
him.
leaves a lot to be desired, but he's all right.
Runs. Go on.
Yeah, he is a bit sluggish, isn't it? The mobility is not there. But he's all right. He's good on the ball. He can pass. He can strike it. I like it.
Alright, so he's better than Tielemans. Who else?
Who else plays that position?
Mhm.
I can't even think. It's just all the midfielders.
Mhm.
Tell me the only
Where's Casemiro
midfielders.
play?
Midfield. Like
Better than
DMF.
Casemiro?
No, Casemiro's probably the best midfielder in the league.
Don't be silly.
Casemiro's
Don't be
probably
silly.
Casemiro's the best midfielder in the league. It's like, at this moment in time, and I'm talking about just on form as well, not like overall ability, because obviously you got the Kevin De Bruyne right. Form, I'm saying Casemiro's the best in midfield in the league, and a close second will be
Casemiro and
Odegaard.
De Bruyne is the same type of player?
Odegaard. No.
play the same position?
No. I'm just saying midfielders. I'm bunching them all in. I said
Don't do that.
I said it's midfielders. Whether
Don't do that.
whether they play advanced, whether they play deep, whether they're box to box, they're midfielders. I'm bunching them all in. They're midfielders.
I just want to know in the same position as Declan Rice. I need to know comparison so I could see what you're gauging it with. Because I
What
haven't
box to
seen
box?
anything to
What box
convince
to box
me that Declan
midfielders
is
are
the
there
guy.
that you're rating?
Unless it is you're just saying he's going to replace Xhaka, and I'm like, all right, cool. Because before this year, and the year before, I wanted Xhaka gone.
Declan Rice, is the word exponentially improve every midfield in this league, every single one, any one that he went to, Arsenal, Chelsea,
I need to show me some
Newcastle,
clips. I need to
Man
show me.
City, any one he went to, he would improve.
Better than
it.
Ramsey?
Is he better than Ramsey?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's better than Ramsey.
Ramsey
right
at his
now.
prime.
I don't know, Ramsey in his prime. That prime, even though that prime was only about 11 games or whatever it was, that prime, was mental. That purple patch, he was up there with some of the best in the world. So that's hard, and it's different. But Rice is good, man. You should watch him. I think you should watch him. Rice is good.
Okay.
That would be I would be very upset if you got that signing done.
Serious?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll clip that up. So, you think that Chelsea would basically get him above us?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying they got 4 minutes.
Okay.
They keep doing this.
All right, cool.
I don't know if there's any space for them, but I don't know if there's any space for them to get any more players anyway. But then again,
I'll check him out.
yeah, you should watch him. Borussia Dortmund sporting director Sebastian Kehl is planning talks with England midfielder Jude Bellingham and his parents about a 19-year-old's future and says there has been no offers for him. He shouldn't sign a new contract there. He needs to go. Rafinha and Arsenal, there's interest there, but I think Barcelona are saying they want 100 million there. But just like I told you a day before, teams know you got bread to play with. You're gonna get fleeced. Lo and behold, less than 24 hours later, what's the story? Barca want 100 million for Rafinha. Do you see?
That's fine. We're not getting it.
Yeah, no, but I'm just telling you how the problems are going to develop themselves. Newcastle United are looking at signing England's midfielder Conor Gallagher and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, as well as 29-year-old winger Hakim Ziyech, and they're also looking at Scott McTominay as well. They're looking to do some things. I think in the ballpark of around £30 million. I don't know whether we get rid of a homegrown player right this second, but yeah, Newcastle are trying to make moves. And Newcastle have also joined Leicester City in the race for Florentine and Argentina forward Nico Gonzalez. But the Serie A club will not let the 24-year-old go for less than 40 million. And I have absolutely no idea who that player is. So let's get on to...
Jeez, everyone is saying that Declan Rice is bollocks.
These lot don't know football.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's great.
They don't know where the like button is either. Clearly.
Yeah, they don't know ball. And again, if it's people that only watch their team play, I don't care about your opinions on people. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you only watch your team play, I don't care about your opinions on other players. I make it my business to watch other teams play. So when I'm talking about people, I know I'm talking about. And Declan Rice is very good. But again, it's a matter of opinion. No, that's not even a matter of opinion, man. That's a fact, man. Plays for England, man. He's one of the best in his position in the league, in his country. It's like, so...
Yeah, don't say that. Maguire plays for England too.
And his countryman, he's one of the best in his position in the league. He's that bad form and all this stuff. You could do it. You go back to the tournament and you see he's better than John Stones. Whack Stones. Anyway, let's get into Out Ere, man.
Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, you press the button.
You press it.
What? Never mind.
Forget Eubank, man. All right. I haven't got any done at hairs quickly. Yeah, I want to touch on this government, yeah, and what they're doing, yeah, and just like just propaganda machines and stuff like that, yeah. Because obviously he is creating waves, and I hate that I have to speak about him, and now it's twice in a week, yeah. But Andrew Tate is causing a big stir, yeah. But is it as big as these people are making out? So
I don't know, you know.
I've seen that they're talking about, and obviously there's more. They've got the 2.5 billion Andrew Tate budget. Now I'm guessing it's going to cross.
What?
It's gonna cross way more than Andrew Tate. It's gonna be across the board. It's probably gonna be about social media and online and behaviors and patterns and all these kind of things. But the way they're packaging it up and the way they're selling it is like the Andrew Tate bill. They've got a 2.5 billion bill that they are gonna push forward to help combat our youth because they're too influenced by Andrew Tate. And then the BBC went and done some big dumb piece and then went into the schoolrooms and made that like. There's some Andrew Tate pandemic kind of thing going on, and these kids talking about how scared they are and how they've been blocking the videos, but they're still coming up and the influence. And I'm like, you know what? If there's some people feeling like this, fair play to them.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there ain't no smoke without fire. The sentiment must be relatable somewhere.
Yeah, it must be ringing true.
But the way that they're just pushing it, they're moving like this is a real thing, like this is going on now, like there's danger. And then I don't even understand how the whole re-education thing works. What are they gonna do? Sit them down and force them to watch telly? Like, ain't them tactics illegal? They was trying to do that stuff back in the day. How do you what are they gonna do? Furthermore, yeah, we're in the cost of living crisis.
Listen,
Cosy living going off.
I know you guys are not about to make that stick.
What? Cosy lives.
Because it lives.
The Cosy lives crisis. Yeah, is going off. You get me trying to say that? We need money. There's so much things going on. There's so much things going on. They can't put money to kind of. Everybody's striking. The country's down bad. Everybody's striking. Our teachers, our nurses.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Everybody.
Like, public transport. Like, everybody. Like, money need for run. You get me? And apparently we're down bad and we ain't got it. And rare. You have to cut back on spending and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And then you want to spend 2.5 billion to push into the schools for Andrew Tate. I don't think it's... I mean, I don't know. If anybody's got kids around that age, can speak to it. If you can see stuff going on in your
I think
household.
it's money laundering.
Huh?
It's money laundering, mate.
They're cooking the books.
So that's what I'm saying. There's too many things that money's put towards that's not making sense.
I don't understand it.
They've got people volunteering, while teachers are out on road saying more pay, but you're going to invest that much money into Andrew Tate and weirdos.
I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, yeah. Andrew Tate is killing our people because it's just too much.
You see what's going on in the comments right now. Ciao.
Oh, they're going crazy.
They're going mad. They've been stuck on the Bugsy Malone. They didn't know you guys were talking about football, innit?
What? They're stuck on the... Oh, what? Because what? The 32 and 19 thing? Like, man, when she was walking around the TV and the little fung and thing, you don't want to say nothing, man. If you want to cook her up, leave her alone, man. You don't love getting people's business. Or what do you say? Take paracetamol for people's headaches. Left them alone, man. Who gives a shit what they're doing anyway? But...
Bring it back.
Let's get back in the car. The English government, man, they're done at Ere. Because at the end of the day, it's like what you're saying, man. They're cooking the books, man. You know what I'm trying to say? They're using this. They're using the Andrew Tate stuff as an excuse to draw money out of nowhere. Money that we ain't got. Money that we need. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
And then again, it's just nonsense. You get me?
Like, man. It's mad.
Yeah. It's hard out here, man. Redistribute that money in better places. And again, it's not just about Andrew Tate. It's probably going to cover... It's probably some kind of education, internet. It will cover a lot of things.
They need to put that money into... Are they putting that money into Met Police as well? Because we just talked about the guy that 49 counts of sexual assault.
He could be on Dana Air as well.
So are they putting that money into him, into the Met Police, into the crazies that's rolling around that's meant to be protecting us?
I don't know, man.
The priorities are messed up, man.
The priorities are definitely messed up, man. You are worried about the wrong things, man. 100%. So I think that would be Rishi Sunak and the British government, man.
Rishi and them.
Rishi and them, man. Use that Dana Air, man. Let's get into our outro.
Let's do it. Guys, thank you for being here with us this lovely morning. Do like the video. The likes are definitely very low today, aren't they, Brent?
Oh my goodness, I just
know.
saw it.
Yeah.
Nah, we're not filming tomorrow.
What happened?
It's a day off.
Because
They're not
we
liking
only
the
have
video.
95. Nah, we're not filming tomorrow. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
We'll be back on Thursday.
see you guys on Thursday.
Aye.
But
Oh, sorry.
that would have been a good way to go out.
Go ahead.
That would have been a good way to go out. It's a shame I can't see your face. Take that new black thing, move that somewhere else.
Just move this one, yeah.
Yeah, so you can, have moments.
Cool.
But like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Send voice notes or text in for asking for a friend. Sis, what would you do? The number is 075 6484 1073. If you would like to inquire about the show, feature on the show, email the team thedayafter@thenewblack.com. We will see you guys on Thursday. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.